Some choices are made by fate. But what if you didn't know that you're already living through your greatest test? Lucas always considered himself an ordinary person. But what he didn't know was that his life was about to change forever. It all started with a simple phone call.
What? No, Mom, this can't be true.
Lucas' mother had been diagnosed with a serious illness, one that would shake him to his core. But this news, as devastating as it was, wasn't the hardest part. The real test for Lucas had only just begun. When everything around you collapses, you're forced to face the one thing you can't escape, yourself. Lucas found himself stuck between the expectations of others and the growing discomfort within himself. Who am I when I'm not defined by the job I do, the people I surround myself with, or the things I own? He had built his life around external things, his career, his possessions, his relationships. But what was left when all of that was stripped away? Who was Lucas, truly? I've been hiding behind an image. But who am I really when I don't have to be anything for anyone? Most people would run from this question, burying it beneath distractions. But Lucas was too far gone now. He had no choice but to face it. The next test was one that many would rather avoid, but Lucas had no choice. The test of solitude. Lucas, thinking, gazing out the window. I need to be alone, but it feels so empty. What do I do with this silence? We live in a world full of noise, social media, work, friends. We are never truly alone. But to pass this test, Lucas had to face the silence, the absence of all distractions. And in that silence, he began to hear something he had been ignoring, his own fears. Lucas is sitting on the couch, looking at the walls. He tries to meditate, but is visibly restless, moving uncomfortably. Lucas, muttering to himself, I don't know how to sit with this. I don't know how to just be. Solitude is a brutal test. It forces you to confront yourself in ways that are both uncomfortable and necessary. Lucas tried to distract himself at first, but the deeper he went into his isolation, the more he understood. He had to accept the quiet. He had to accept himself. Cut to Lucas walking through a park again, but this time he's more settled. He's still alone, but there's a new calmness to his demeanor. But the hardest test was still ahead. This was the test of pain, and it would push Lucas to his breaking point.
Lucas is at the hospital, sitting in a sterile waiting room. His mother's diagnosis is confirmed as terminal, and the weight of the news crushes him. Lucas says to the doctor, voice almost whispering,
How long does she have?
The doctor responded, somberly, we don't know. It could take weeks or months. I suggest making preparations. Lucas was in disbelief and with a choked voice said, this can't be real. My mother doesn't.
The news hit him like a tidal wave. But this was only the beginning. The real test of pain would come when he was forced to care for her, to witness her slow decline, powerless to stop it. Now Lucas is home, late at night, taking care of his mother while she sleeps. The exhaustion in his eyes is palpable. Lucas whispers to himself, with tears in his eyes, why does it have to hurt so much? In the face of this pain, Lucas had a choice. He could give in to despair, retreat back into his old life of comfort and distractions. Or he could face this challenge head-on, knowing that true strength isn't about avoiding pain, it's about enduring it. Lucas is sitting next to his mother's bed, holding her hand. He looks at her with a mixture of love and sadness. Lucas, softly, I'm here. I won't abandon you. It was in this moment, this test of emotional pain, that Lucas began to understand something profound. Transformation doesn't come in moments of ease, but in moments of suffering. And then came the final test, the test of choice. Lucas would be forced to decide once and for all who he wanted to be. Lucas is standing on the roof of a building, looking at the city. The weight of the world seems to press down on him. His mother's health is deteriorating rapidly.
Lucas, to himself, struggling internally. I don't know how much more I can take. Maybe I should run away from all this. Find somewhere far away, start over.
But the deep, unshakable pull, the one that had been guiding him all along, wouldn't let him escape. Lucas closes his eyes, breathing deeply, and a moment of realization hits him. Lucas, to himself, with determination, I can't run. I can't escape this. This is my test. And I will face it. On Lucas's face, there is a mix of determination and peace. He makes the choice to face his fears and pain, to embrace his transformation. Lucas didn't just survive these tests, he was transformed by them. In facing the truth, the solitude, and the pain, he became someone new. Someone stronger. Someone who had found the deepest part of himself. Lucas stops in the hospital room, his mother holds his hand. Although the situation is still heavy, Lucas now exudes a sense of peace, ready to face whatever comes. Lucas looks softly, with a serene smile, I'm ready. In the end, the chosen ones are not born, they are made. Through trials, through tests, and through the choices they make in the face of hardship. Lucas was no longer just an ordinary man. He was someone who had passed the ultimate test.